to our part 2 of our book club. On our first book, we are reading Garden City by John Mark Comer, and we're doing this as part of the young adults area of Onelife. We're on part 2. Part 1 was all about work, and this time we are talking all about rest, which is very exciting. And we are joining you from the mustard room.
Yes, we do. It's part of our Onelife office. It's not called the mustard room for anything profound other than the fact it has a mustard throw, and you can't see it in this camera shot, but a mustard rug. So profound, I know.
We love it.
We do love it. So yeah, rest. Yeah. So we're just going to talk a little bit about what we've picked up and what we've found so far. And I think just starting the basic, like what even is rest? John Mark Comer just highlights how rest is a God-given command for us to participate in, something that we get to follow as God set out in his example when he created the world in 7 days. He created the whole flipping world in 6 days, and on the 7th day, what did he do? He rests. And something he invites us into is to rest. He even commands us to do in the 10 Commandments, which is something just to be taken seriously, to Sabbath. And, you know, rest and worship, they go hand in hand. It isn't this whole thing of, oh, now I've got to my Sunday, and recover and sleep until 10 p.m. Oh, 10 p.m, that would be quite a sleep. To midday, whatever. And just to crash, but it is more than that. It is to worship, it's to rest, it's to restore our soul. Yeah.
I love that, and I love what you're saying about actually being part of the 10 Commandments. And it's not in this book actually, but there's a podcast series that goes along with this book, which is brilliant if you want to look that up. But he talks around how if you're a church pastor, for example, if you break any of the other 9 commandments that God says, if you break any of those, you'll be fired. So if you lie about something, or if you steal something, or if you're coveting, you know, if people are aware of that, probably actually you'll be disciplined. However, if you break the Sabbath, if you break that command and you don't rest, you'll probably get promoted.
Wow.
Which is slightly terrifying that actually as the church we might not take this as seriously as we should. It's really challenging, isn't it? And actually you were about to say, you know, actually we see what it looks like when we don't rest.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so one of the things John Mark goes through is the consequences of rest when we don't get this balance between work and rest right. The consequences we reap are fatigue, burnout, anxiety, depression, low energy, anger, emptiness, busyness, starved relationships, worn down immune systems, tension and confusion. And this is something like at times I've really seen in my life. My parents always mocked whenever we used to come home from university, me and my siblings after a busy term or just for weekends, whatever. We'd just crash. We'd have a few days where we needed to detox, where we were so exhausted, where we've just continued through, we've not rested, that, you know, we'd crash, and we'd probably, because we're so run down, we'd get ill, we'd be just a bit snappy because we just like hadn't really invested in proper relationships. And I know I even catch myself now like crashing. Helen's laughing because she's witnessed it too often. And it's just getting that balance right, isn't it, of how we do this and being really intentional about it. Yeah,
definitely. And so the question we've been asking is actually, what does Sabbath look like? But it can kind of sound like this big thing, and like, should we, you know, not use any electricity, or like, should we only walk? But actually we're talking about actually how Sabbath for each of us looks really, really different. And so for me, Sabbath looks like probably me having a bit of a mix of alone time and time with people. So I'd love, you know, going for a run outdoors, listening to either a podcast or just the Bible and praying, and then maybe kind of having people around for dinner, probably spend time with my husband as well, in there somewhere. But actually spending time with people, celebrating with them, eating food together. But I know for my Myers-Briggs, if you know Myers-Briggs, I'm a perceiver, so I love being spontaneous with things. I love last-minute things. So I find that if actually I've got a day and it's all been planned out into little blocks of time, and like I know I'm doing this time and this time, I don't really find that restful at all. I kind of need just a day where there are no plans, I can do exactly what I want, and no kind of restraints on that. And I think that is my kind of favourite Sabbath, I guess.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are different stages in life. So you're married, so often that would look like being with Rich, whereas for me, not being married, Sabbath and in being an extrovert, again with the whole Myers-Briggs things, is it's a thing I have to be a little bit more intentional about. I want to see people, is something which gives me life, whether that's family or friends, or if that's getting in the car and driving across the country to see people, which I do a lot. I do that a lot. And it gives me joy, it gives me life, it rests, it absolutely involves getting out into nature, worshipping Jesus, whatever that might look like, whether that's playing hockey through my sport, or that's worshipping Jesus in a walk in the park, listening to worship music, or just in the shelter of my room, shutting the door and being like, Lord, I'm here, I just want to glorify you for all you're doing in my life. But yeah, 100% like slotting in people. People joke, but I flipping love organised fun, so getting some games in.
It is a lot of fun.
It is, get ready if you're lucky enough to experience it. And just hanging out with people, so yeah, being intentional about it. I know you're intentional in the sense that in your house, in your kitchen, you have your nice little Liverpool FC calendar up.
We do, and we actually write in Sabbath, and often people come around, they've been like, why have you written Sabbath like on this random Saturday? And they think like maybe we're converting to Judaism, which we're not. It's okay. But yeah, we have to really schedule it in actually to schedule in those days to then do nothing, because it's hard. It doesn't just come about, does it?
It isn't, absolutely. In this like culture right now where it's just like do, be productive, get things done, and like me, I love a to-do list. I love being like, right, I'll clean the house here, I'll do my washing here, I'll do this. But just that challenge of John Mark Cohen brings us of let's not be productive, let's just rest with God, and rest, as I said earlier, not in that like slob out, but worship, have fun, be refueled, whatever that looks like to you. What a joy.
Definitely, exactly. And we would love to hear what does it look like for you guys in your stage of life, where you are married or single or dating or living in a shared house or living in with parents or by yourself. What does it look like for you to Sabbath? What does it look like for you to rest and be refreshed and refilled and delight in God? We would just love to hear what that looks like for you. Either comment below or send us a message. Let us know. And we're going to be continuing with this book. We're going to finish it off. We're going to read part 3. It's a little bit shorter, so we're going to finish that off at the end of, before the end of this month. And then keep your eyes peeled, because we are going to be having our next poll for which book we're going to be reading next, which is very exciting.
Oh, it is. Yeah, please do plug in, give us your thoughts and wisdom. We want to be learning absolutely Sabbath and rest. Is something we haven't got smashed at all. We are absolutely working out. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say and to bring. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye.